All right. Don't say anything
Oh.
racist.
Hi.
Okay.
Commercial, because I was trying to open up Twitch.
Hoy, 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 everybody. I am just setting up a little bit for a couple more things before we get started. But I hope you're having a wonderful day. Fair warning, because I did see that we have an new viewer. Thank you for coming in, Brandon. While I'm running D&D, it is very hard for me to do chat interaction. This is not, unfortunately, Twitch Plays D&D. It is, it's just me being, very gay and silly and gay and silly. While other people continue their silly gayness.
We put the gay in gamer.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, we do.
We should be good audio-wise. I am all set.
Really nice rouge.
Lunabelle23 gifted a tier 1 sub to Mr. Blue Designs. They have given 71 gift subs in the channel.
Dear God, thank you very much for the subscription. Ad be gone.
Thank you, Luna.
Yes, yes.
You know, today's gonna be an interesting one because I don't technically have work tomorrow.
Neat.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
But wait,
At,
what do you mean technically?
Well, I say technically because I was supposed to go to work tomorrow, but my my coworker kind of needed me to switch days with him. So I took his shift. He's gonna take my shift tomorrow.
Okay, well that's really cool of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason why I considered it because he had to go to his brother's birthday party.
Aww.
Yeah, and the dude does a really good job there, so I don't mind doing it for him.
Hey, River.
I wish I had coworkers that cool.
What did I do?
The person who you connected to I'm realizing that, like, man, do they look like Fiona from Shrek. Like human Fiona.
Oh, I was about to say, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What?
What?
Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute, now I get it.
Redhead female.
Yes.
That's... If you are a girl with red hair, you are Fiona of Shrek.
Oh, okay, that's just default. Alright.
So, Izzy then, because she has a bit of redder
No, you have
hair.
pink.
I mean...
The pink.
She has two different kinds of hair.
The pink changes it entirely.
Yeah, I get that. I'm glad that I gave her pink hair in front. Makes her unique.
That totally got me off guard. I'm like, Kitty?
Sorry, I was thonking.
It sounded like purrs, and I'm like, where?
It's me. It's me, cat.
You are Robo
boy,
Kitty, so it does make sense.
Cat creature.
Yes.
I went into cat activation mode myself because I'm like, another cat? Where?
Yeah.
Meow.
Understandable.
Meow.
Speaking
Meow.
of cats, I'm
Meow.
actually saving up to adopt one here soon.
Aw.
Aw.
Nice.
And sometimes you get lucky enough where the distribution center just sends you one.
I don't have that kind of luck, sadly.
Mhm.
You never know. Never say never.
But since we're talking about cats, fun fact: did you know that in the state of Michigan, with the right license, you can legally own a mountain lion?
That
What?
is
I
awesome.
might have to move to
That-
Michigan.
That is crazy. Well, I have an uncle that lives in Michigan. I don't talk to him all that often.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Please don't crash PC.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good for now. It's just
Yeah.
PC can be untrustworthy sometimes.
Yeah, you mentioned it before there, Storm.
Okay. All right. So I think I am good to start. What say all of you goobers?
Yeah.
Ready when you are.
Let's go. Let's have Storm and Slink meet their gods now.
So last time we were all here, you guys had finally set sail from Avalon heading back to Europe. A relatively short journey, one that you could expect to be completed within pretty short amount of time.
I believe you
But-
said a couple days.
Yeah.
About a week, I believe.
Oh,
No, the week is for Slinks Master after we land.
yes.
Mhm.
And I believe a week to get there as well. It's like the week after we get back, he has a week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure the trip to go back to the Europe is about a week, correct?
We are in
Yeah.
Europe. We were in the British Isles. Technically.
Yes. When you left Avalon, you were technically around the British Isles. Yes. Which is like you can see France from England.
Hmm.
You're
I
like
can see Russia from my backyard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Continue.
you're good.
I'm sorry that.
But as you continue onward, you're pretty dang close to the to the mainland, so it's a relatively short voyage. As you were setting sail and heading back, you all had a pretty dramatic meeting amongst yourselves and various other peoples within the ship. This meeting ended with a pretty explosive confrontation between Zimnis, Ezzy, and a couple other people around. And all told, it became clear that a good number of people Yanni. Wanted to try and help save the lives of Slink's master. The whole reason why they came on this trip. But there was also a pretty significant portion of the group that was a little hesitant. Starting, not following through with the contract to the letter. Sure. Sorry. I just read a DM and I was confused by it. But point being, I lost my train of thought because I'm a goober. It would be easier to maintain your goal to go to Atlantis if you avoided making any enemies, especially the kinds of enemies that had a pretty large amount of financial backing behind them. Madame Leaf, though not necessarily a philanthropist or good, has been relatively true to their word. You would be allowed to keep the money, just none of the magical items included. One of the magical items is how you plan on saving Slink's master, so therein lies a problem. As a result of all of this, you were starting to look for other alternative methods of helping someone, of breaking a curse, of curing a disease. And you believe that you may have found it when River and Slink were pulled together by the captain with a bottle of Astral Sea Brine, and they were asked what it is they wanted, if they were ready to accept the risks of it, and then to do what they think was best. Now, between the two of them, they got two very, very different, but perhaps helpful, more than likely helpful, potential, well, deities just looking down on them. The Astral Sea Brine doesn't guarantee a connection, a compatible connection, nor does it guarantee that the god will do what you want them to do. But it does bring their attention directly to them. And for River, sorry, I blanked on your name. You brought hold the attention of Brigid, goddess of health and hearth, Brigid the healer and the smith, associated with wisdom, healing, poetry, and protection. One could not ask for a more appropriate ally for breaking a curse and healing someone. And as for Slink, they'd connected to a very primordial entity, a being of elemental balance and order. The representation of the East and Spring, the Azure Dragon. We've come back to this scene as Slink has finished consuming the vial that was gifted to her, that was left for them, for both River and her. With Slink.
Bork, bork. Bork.
Let me close my window.
Balf, balf, barf, borf.
Or
She do be a borfer.
Okay. I'm actually gonna go quickly open my window. Because, yeah, put some air in my room.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a crisp -3 outside.
God, I wish. It's too damn hot where I live. Negatives might be a bit overkill, though, but still. Let's change the music to
Okay. Yeah.
something more appropriate. Storm, I did run the scene where you met Brigid, yes? Or spoke to them briefly, yes or no?
Just them saying, well, you want a miracle, you're gonna have to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did the rolls last.
Okay. Slink, you will hear a loud roar.
Oh.
And give me a... I'm going to say give me a perception check, if you would.
Great start. Are they going to eat me?
You will see... you will hear this dragon and a very, very low, very deep sort of grumbling and moaning and like breath coming out. Let me see if I can't find something appropriate here. Nope. Nope. That was not it.
Oh, I think it kind of fit.
No. I can't find the right one. What if I just... Such a small creature. But a dragon.
Sleep very small. Please don't hurt.
Nonetheless. Very curious. Let's see what you can do for the world. And I'll see what I can do for you.
You say, Master?
The stars carry with them great power. If a curse is meant to be broken, it will find a way.
Okay.
You feel Storm and Jess, very different powers welling within you, gently, slowly. Storm, you will feel a warmth. Hear the sounds of metal hitting an anvil. That ever so quiet and poignant ting, ting, and the roar of a flame. And Slink, even from within the ship, even from within the captain's quarters, you look up, you look around, and you see stars.
Oh, so pretty.
The effect quickly fades. But you have your objectives here. At least as you understand them within your heart.
Right.
Create a great work, Storm. And Slink, do good in the world. A great and restore some sort of balance. You look out into the window, out through the window that leads to the sea. The one that would show the captain the path where the ship has been. What is behind them? It is quiet. And there is nothing else on the waves. The winds are strong but stable. And you're sort of left with this weird, almost divine feeling.
I think I'm going to have to go talk to the Bunny Brothers later.
I think I know who to talk with when it comes to sparkly stars.
Yeah, probably. I want go to talk to the captain super quick. But
Okay.
so, did you hopefully get something that you think will help you?
Slink seen a big dragon look like snake. And then the sparkles and electricity, big dragon. Do good. Yes, Slink will do good.
I hope so. I got to hear the forge, so I'm gonna have to talk to the Bunny Brothers about what they know. I have an idea of something that might be a possibility though hard to do, it might be a way to distill, maybe, hopefully, a more focused portion of the remaining brine to hopefully get something that'll work a bit more tangentially and less, random.
Forge, as in, like, weapon?
Yes. I believe, well, now I was blessed by was maybe Brigid?
You use strange liquid and make weapon?
River's gonna pat, Slink on the head again. No, I'm going to try and get a more focused concentrate of the brine. That way, maybe one drop could just be pure, unfiltered raw magic instead of, the chance of it being a blessing. Instead, it just be pure magic to hopefully at least last time we have to find out what the problem, who's the curse is by. I think
Slink
I need.
Slink's just so confused right now.
River's gonna let out a hearty chuckle. Yeah, I am too. But to what I know, I gotta do something, a big source of something, a piece of artwork or something that might give me a bit more of a blessing. If I could distill this, that might be enough just distilled well enough, it might be able to just cure your master. If we're lucky.
Oh. Big Dragon Friend said, my help might be able to cure Master. I must help it first.
Sounds rather interesting. But honestly, Slink, do you think I should apologize to Ezzy? Do you think I went a little bit too rough on them?
Oh, Slink, not good with talking. But saying sorry, it helps. Yeah.
Alright.
Never go wrong with saying sorry.
I'm going to talk to the captain. Or, do you know any, Slink, you've been on this boat longer than I have. Do you know any, rather, well, with the ghosts, there's any, spot, but private locations aside from in here?
Slink just learned about ghosts. Slink mostly, help clean and keep watch, and eat. Don't really know about places that
Privacy.
are private. Yeah.
Alright. Maybe I'll just
I mean, would
ask.
Slink really know of anything like that? Because we just learned about the ghost, so I don't even know if she would know where it would be like. I mean, besides her being like in little tucked corners, like what she would usually do.
Yeah. I'll say if you want to get a good idea of what you can maybe do to get some sense of privacy, give me a Arcana or Religion check, given that you're dealing with spirits and undead.
I'm not specifically looking at that. I'm just looking for a place where
Privacy from the rest of the crew is easy enough.
Yes.
Just go to one of the smaller rooms, side rooms, and try to make sure that no one's talking.
So I will just do this just to be safe.
But true
Arcana
privacy
or
from
religion?
the captain. Arcana or Religion, yes.
I think they're both.
I cannot assist at all with that.
Not bad.
There are ways to keep out spirits. there are ways to also slow them down. A pretty,
Why am I just picturing throwing salt at them?
yeah, unironically, a pretty good way to do it would be to use consecrated salt. You would need a priest to make sure to sort of rub it into the floor, into the door frame to make sure that it that it actually sticks. Problem with it though is that if you do it, it'll likely be temporary because of the fact that it's a ship and everything will get wet eventually.
Fair.
But a good alternative would be a proper, like, abjurative barrier, like a magical circle of some kind. That will take more time, materials, money.
The ghosts aren't too. It's more of just wanting to get to a place to have a one-on-one conversation with Izzy. The ghosts are gonna be there regardless. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm gonna make sure I have this hidden. He's gonna make sure to have that last portion of the brine like really well hidden in his bag, as well as grabbing the empty bottle.
Yes.
Okay.
And importer. You. All right. So, we're gonna move over to, let's go with, since the two of you were Gubin and Gobbin, Gobby Gorl, what are you up to?
Well, after she got done with filling the barrels with no more tears, she kind of got started on prepping for food for everybody else, and just kind of taking the meals to everyone on the ship. Her last stop is the captain herself. The captain himself. So she's just kind of heading towards the captain with food in hand, just for him.
So you're going up to the captain to give him food, or?
Just going up to the captain and give him his food, yeah.
You will see the head up to the captain, and he looks. Give me an insight check as you approach.
Insight.
The right thing.
That's a nat 20.
I am doing the thing again.
What thing?
Okay.
Paper Mario?
It's
Yeah.
No, he's underneath the ghosts.
And I think, yeah, I'm under the ghost. I'm trying to move. Trying to keep a wide distance between mostly everyone else on the crew.
Wait, where are you?
I am under ghost here. I was trying to do the drag, but I messed up and was doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
as you go up to the captain, you will see the look he gives you is one of expertly disguised disdain. You can tell that he's very practiced at hiding their discontent with people. He looks at you, smiles, and accepts the food graciously. But you can kind of tell that he's still thinking of everything. They're still thinking of the argument, the fact that they had to be the one to fix everything and get everyone to stop going at each other's throats. And you can tell that he probably fundamentally disagrees with your decision to save the mask for Madame Leaf. Probably either because he doesn't know, or doesn't know. It's hard to say specifically why, but the best thing you can really take is guess is what you do know about him, about his crew, about the many people that died. It's probably got something to do with that.
Well, taking a good look at him, kind of understanding that's the case, Izzy kind of just puts her arm in front of her stomach and just kind of acts a little bit professional, and just kind of bows and just says, "I'm honestly, look, sir, I'm Captain. I fucked up. I fully admit that. But do know that what I said there, I kind of didn't fully meant it. With having when people die, that's sort of thing. I was panicking. I just, yeah. I'm not good with apologies like that, but just know that I am sorry for that. I was just under a lot of pressure. And it just came out wrong.
So many people are. I can't hold professionalism against you. But Slink is a member of my crew. Proven it time and time again. And even if you believe it, what you said, have the decency not to say it out loud. I don't want to discuss this anymore. I'm glad you recognized of this, but I'm not the one you should be apologizing to.
Mm-hmm. No, don't worry. I'm gonna go to Marco next. I thought I would at least apologize to you first. He was hurt the most.
Insight check of a nat 20 will give you this for free. When you say you will go to Marco, his eyes sort of give you like a look that makes you realize, and not Slink.
No.
You're going to apologize to Marco, not Slink. Okay, that's a choice.
Yes, it's like it's like Izzy noticed that Marco was the most hurt for that entire conversation. She didn't know what Slink thought. Like, Izzy has a hard time understanding Slink, truly. But she is planning on apologizing to her. She doesn't know exactly where.
He doesn't say anything in response to your plan on apologizing to, in his mind, probably the wrong person. He just accepts the food and continues at the wheel of the ship.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Anyway, Izzy heads off to go to apologize to Marco or whoever she meets first. Really depends who shows up.
All right. Nian, I wanted to ask you, do you want a scene as Xemnas right now, or would you rather just hold off for a while?
I mean, I got no problem having a scene. Oops.
All right. What do you think you would like your Xemnas would be doing now that they have a bit of time to themselves?
I think at this point he's still running on fumes of frustration, anger, not necessarily at the crew, but just at the whole situation in general. He would be finding something, anything to do. Like the first thing that comes to his mind is, hold on, there we go. First thing that would come to mind is, oh, there was some things on the ship that were needed to work on last time we checked, i.e. the ballista. You could try to mend that, and just kind of exercise with something in his head for him to like exercise all that those negative emotions, at least in some sort of healthy manner.
Yeah. Give me are you mending it with magic, or are you
Probably
using
the mending spell, since that's as close as it's get. He's not savvy with tools at all.
Do you have mending?
I know I swapped it out once or twice. Do I have it at the moment? I do not have. Oh wait, hold. Let me scroll down. All right, I do not have it at the moment. Never mind. Shit.
I think we're gonna have to try with tools, gamer.
All right. Well, I mean, all right. Let's do this, I guess. He just sort of quietly just kind of makes his way over towards
Give
the
me a if that's what you would have been doing, you probably would have been able to overhear the conversation with the captain and
probably.
Izzy here. As you're listening, Is my audio okay? Is it crunchy?
Yeah, it was
Not
good.
that I could tell.
Your audio's fine.
God, it was fine.
All right. You, um, you end up overhearing everything. You end up overhearing how the captain sort of quietly is respectfully dismissive of Green of Izzy. You're able to see a bit of like hear the like mild exasperation in his voice in
Yeah,
certain moments
I
as
think
well.
he's all too familiar with it at this point. He's dealt with it time and again. Yeah, he's well aware. Mhm.
But while you are repairing this,
Yeah.
give me a I will say a flat dexterity or intelligence check.
Okay. Hold on.
You do not
Right.
have proficiency with these tools, but you
No, I don't.
are good. You are dexterous with your little magic fingers, and
And I'm smart. Yeah.
you are intelligent, so you can figure this out pretty well.
All right.
Maybe not as good as the Bunny brothers, but you can figure it out.
All right. Well. Okay. Please don't fuck me. I'm asking nicely. 18.
Nice.
All right.
You are able to put it back together bit by bit. I'll say you definitely weren't the only person working on these, and they
No,
were fixed up by the Bunny brothers for the most part, but you're, I suppose, getting out some more of the structural things, reinforcing it. I will say, roll me a d10.
D10. All right. Might I ask what for?
Roll it.
All right. 7.
The turret on the ballista on the back end of the ship gains 7 temporary hit points.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, you guys were docked for a while, so and the bunnies repaired it, so you're just reinforcing it.
Yeah.
Let me actually mark that in so I know. As you finish up here, and the captain sort of like turns back to look at you. So what? You bored or something?
Zim just kind of just at this point just kind of looks back and goes, no, just doing what I can to pull my weight here and trying to exercise some anger in somewhat of a healthy manner.
Hmm. All right. They'll continue on the ship. So what's your plan then? After you've fixed everything here? After we dock?
kind of gets up and, I guess, towards him. Goes, I suppose, sort of leave you and Miss Triana with the book for the both of you to study, as you'll probably get more concept of it than I would. I think, even with what little information there is, you'll benefit nonetheless. He goes, hopefully, scrolls and the spyglass comes in handy. But even after that, where you're going, sir, it's the same madness that I tried to see myself out of. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, sir, but I'm no killer. I don't think I can continue on, respectfully.
Yeah. I've noticed. You definitely have the potential to be one. But no one should be forced to.
He goes, Captain, I'm too much of a fucking coward. Let's be honest here. One thing you should know. We did get some confirmation of what's down in Atlantis. Some. Miss Izzy apparently got information through her patron. It's mostly abandoned. Mostly. She
Well,
says.
technically fiance, but whatever.
Well, he hasn't aired that out. That's a thing that, I'm guessing that you'll probably tell in your own time. Anyway, he goes.
I mean, I already did tell.
You told him. You told him? I thought you only told like a select few and Triana.
Well, technically, I did tell Zim this. The painter thing, not so much.
I caught on. Zim caught on pretty quick.
Yeah, Zim. But yeah, you did actually knew about her being her fiance.
Yes.
Yeah, just out of
continuing on. That goes. There's apparently an open portal that goes straight into the elemental plane of water, which means you'll be dealing with rogue elemental creatures. There's no telling what else is under there. Considering that's a sunken city, that's probably a lot of restless spirits on top of that.
Goodness.
Any for your thoughts, Captain?
Keep your change.
Fair enough. Shall I leave the book in your quarters, sir?
Yeah. That'd be ideal.
Very well. Best of luck to you and the rest of the crew, and for what it's worth, I am sorry for causing all of this, but if I may be so bold, it really shouldn't be this difficult to save a life.
No, it should not. But we'll keep at it anyway.
And one more thing, sir, if things should be appropriate. I believe I owe you and your former crew an apology. When I first spoke to you about it, I jumped to such harsh conclusions. They didn't deserve that at all. and I hope you'll forgive me.
I myself have to take a very different outlook towards the undead after all this. You're not wrong for your hesitation. I just didn't want to listen.
I don't think anybody does, sir. Not with something that's so personal, so difficult to deal with, emotional and otherwise. If I may be so honest, sir, I myself have experienced loss, but nothing like this, of course. So I'm trying to be there, for trying to be here, trying to help out a little bit, as I understand.
I'm glad. I appreciate it.
Zim kind of gives a slight smile and kind of holds out his right hand for a handshake.
He looks at it confused, but not necessarily confused, but like hesitant for a moment, but then does.
Kind of roll an insight on that hesitation.
Sure.
14. Okay.
Just a lot of tension in the past. But that's sort of in the past now.
Yeah, this was kind of Zim's way of trying to squash it at the very least. But he's kind of glad that he was able to. Alright, he's gonna quietly make his way back to Captain's quarters to drop off that book then.
All right.
Is Slink still in here, or what's she doing?
Yeah. I'll leave that question to you guys.
I would think since they were done with their conversation, Slink probably went to go find McSquiggles, because seeing those stars, she connects. Oh, Squiggles knows about sparkly stars, so she's probably gone off to try and find.
Honestly, if you don't mind, Jess, you mind if
Yeah.
you run into Izzy?
Sure.
Yay!
Magnifique, mon ami, c'est magnifique.
I mean, she's running around. She doesn't exactly know where Squiggles is, so her running into Izzy does not seem out of place.
You probably just run right behind her, really. It's like, oh!
Hello!
You kind of knock her over a little bit. It's like, oh.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Slink.
Are you okay?
To be fully honest to you, Slink, I should apologize to you for what I said earlier. That I was kind of put on a little bit of stress, and that kind of got blurted out. I got nothing against your master. I hope to genuinely help him out.
Slink understand. Slink knew Slink would probably be only one to save Master. Slink no want others get in trouble or hurt or worse. Slink, Slink, the only one to help Master and understand. Yes.
Hey, Slink, you don't have to do that alone. I am willing to help you out to help save your master. Within reasonability, you know. I got my own job, I got my own life, that sort of thing. But I do know that if you need me, I will gladly help.
She smiles and looks up at her and is like, "Oh, Slink, greatly appreciate, but Slink, no, everybody has limits, yes, and that certain things can and cannot be done. But any help is good, yes."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any ideas to help your master out?
She like nods her head excitedly. Yes, Slink found big dragon, yes, big blue dragon. Sparkly said might help.
May I roll insight?
Yeah. Yeah, you may.
May I roll insight and advantage?
Yes.
Because okay.
Yes.
Yay, it's an 18. Izzy
They are
knows
telling the truth.
Okay.
Or at least you know that they think that they're telling the truth.
Slink has never lied. I think it's more of just like whether you can actually understand her or not.
It's like, wait, dragon, what? You drink the you drink those you drink the sea brine, didn't you?
Give me
Yes.
give me a religion check here.
Religion? Okay. Will do.
Yeah.
Because Izzy knows that Slink drank the water because of the dragon thing, because she didn't see no
Everyone's drinking the
dragon.
water. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry. Un momento, por favor.
A 13, okay.
For maybe some kind of deity they're referring to? Something with stars, something with sky. You're not really familiar.
Yeah. Izzy just is just kind of assuming that it's like, oh cool, they met a dragon god that is about stars. This is gonna be interesting. Izzy kind of has a bit of a look of genuine concern on her face, because like she doesn't know any star dragon.
Mm-hmm.
At least not by name.
Sorry, I'm on the phone real fast trying to decide on dinner. I'm sorry.
You're good. How about we give everybody... We've been going for like...
An hour.
So let's take 5 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll try and get everything sorted. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like the little scene that Nyan had with the captain.
I like it.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. Do you mind if I, when it gets to it, do you mind if I kind of take the wheel on the conversation between Ezzy and River?
Sure.
Because I have ideas in my head.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind you taking the lead on that one, Storm. Not at all.
I have a description of the room.
Hmm.
it's probably not as good as when Martian explained a room, because I'm not an experienced DM, but I am
DM back.
Hello, Jess.
descriptive, or at least I try to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a bit of a new DM sometimes whenever I DM a game, but I'm improving.
So did Izzy have an idea of like what Slink is talking about?
Izzy definitely has an idea of what she's talking about. She doesn't know who you're associated with now.
Does or does not?
Yeah, it's like she only knows that that Slink is associated with a star sun, a star dragon now, but nothing else.
Are there a lot? Are there a lot of Star Dragon?
Izzy doesn't
surprisingly,
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you don't know
actually,
that.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean,
IRL and character.
yes. Oh, so there's a literal druid subclass that gives you a star dragon for your wild shape. So
That's right. I remember there's like a chalice and then a couple other things, and even more as you grow.
Palace Archer Dragon.
E.
Honestly, just trying to think. Izzy's kind of in the mindset of, oh, she's associated with a kind of a druid individual. Who knows?
Yes, it's just a little one. It's fine. It's just a clump of stars.
Yes.
But in truth, it's like a big, giant ass, like DD dragon.
But are we all good now, or?
No, I am.
Same. I don't know about Nya.
Nyan's probably still gone for a little bit. Let's wait for him.
No.
Nyan message, but I cannot understand them.
They're good.
They are speaking in a foreign language.
No, I did that earlier.
Oh, you're good? Okay.
All right.
Let's continue with the conversations, Link.
I don't understand them.
Yes.
What language is that?
It's coming out as English on my end, so I don't know if it's your end or what.
It might just be on your end, Jess, because I can
Who's
read
talking?
English. Slink. Slink's supposed to be talking.
Wait, what do you mean you don't understand
Nyan is
that?
posting. They're posting on the.
Oh, I'm apparently on Jess's end. I'm speaking in tongues. On the rest of our end, it's perfect English.
I actually did say something in Elvish earlier. Is that what you are confused about?
Slink knows
Hold up.
common. You're writing in common.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Did Slink forget how to speak common?
Am confusion.
All right. Anyways, you can continue the scene. There's not much for me to do.
Yes.
This is what I see.
What is going on?
What is this? I know that Slink is not smart, but what is this?
Yeah, that's gibberish.
That's gibberish.
Oh, because it's Druidic. That's why.
Limo.
Oh, that's when I type out something. Because when I unclick or whatever or change it, it's still not changing it.
That's weird.
Weird.
Maybe try refreshing.
Probably.
Huh? We refresh.
What is going on?
Well,
Anyway,
yeah, let's get back to the scene.
hey, so Slink, fine, big, sparkly dragon. Yes, look like Slink. It blew.
Sweetie, did you drink the sea brine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I know. What did he offer you anyway, besides to help you out with your master?
They say, Slink be good, and they may help. Yes, but Slink must be good. Yes.
Okay, did they mention how you should be good? Because bigness.
Slink not sure, but Slink probably no steal, because Slink learned that stealing certain thing is bad. Slink know certain people should not be killed. That's good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty solidly good. Yeah, that's basic stuff. Yeah. Anything other thing in particular?
She just shakes her head. Nope.
I do apologize for the questions, Slink. It's just I don't want you to get screwed over by this, you know?
Slink just know in heart must be good. So not do wrong things. Yes.
Okay. I do want to bring it up. If you ever do feel like you're struggling with yourself, please do talk to me. I actually have a decent idea what that's like. And I might be able to get some perspective on that.
The most truest good character in the party.
If Slink do something they not sure of, we'll ask. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Slink. Still, I may have an idea that give your master at least a break from the curse.
Please tell.
You know that that thing that kept the angel the angel was trapped in?
The flask bottle thing?
Yeah, it's like I believe I remember something about it that it kind of stops time when whatever is in it. So maybe it effectively stop the clock for your master, give him more time.
Won't it hurt Master being small bottle? Master's big. How fit in small bottle without pain?
I mean, technically, it just puts him in stasis, so he wouldn't even feel anything.
Stasis?
Basically, he's just kind of like stone in a weird way.
We don't want him to turn to stone.
No. It's like it's something similar to stone, but he doesn't get turned into stone.
Stone, but not stone. How get out bottle? How to get unstone?
By someone else pulling the bottle and just releasing him.
Oh, what if someone steals bottle with Master inside?
You know what? That is a fair point, Slink.
Because if Slink saw shiny bottle, Slink would be like, oh, Slink kind of want that. If Slink were desperate, like thinking, oh, there might be drink in there, they might try and take it. And then they find Master.
I like your choice of option there, Nyan.
What? What's happening?
Ignore me.
Hey, you can set things to be private in the little drop-down default role mode.
It's automatically private for me. I don't know what the heck's happening. This is probably for the best.
probably for the best. But yeah, it's like, sorry, Nan, I kind of do that anytime when something happens. But to get back to the scene. But yeah, it's like, it's just an idea that I have. Not sure if it's gonna be necessary, though, you know?
Hmm, it is idea. Slink like idea, though also scared of idea, but still idea, still option. Where no one get in trouble. Yes.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah.
More options better, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Is easy know of stars?
Not exactly, no. Star dragons are not usually my thing. I know someone who's associated with the moon, though.
Ooh, star, moon, similar?
Astral bodies, really.
What? Their
Space.
body in stars?
Space. It's just space study.
Oh?
I do apologize. I'm not the best with explaining things.
Slink know more about dirt and holes than stars.
Ah.
Slink look more on ground than hot.
I get that. I get that. And mood. But oh, before I forget, just made the food for everybody. Here you go, Slink.
Thank you. She just like quickly grabs the food. She's not starving at all, but she the thought of always like you never know when this is going to be your last meal, and just totally like enjoys it. But yes, exactly.
Yes, it's like. Is he just thinking to? Actually, can you roll me a quick insight there, Slink?
Where'd it go? Oh yes, I restarted it. That's.
You can roll it an advantage if you want to.
You said insight?
Yeah, insight. Yep.
Okay.
I gotta teach this girl some manners. It's just kind of thinking to herself, like, one of these days I gotta teach her how to have some manners, but not now.
Why use fork and spoons when you got two hands? So much faster, more efficient, especially on the run. What did Izzy give her to eat?
Well, it's a bit of a I'm forgetting the name of the broth, but it's like it's just made out of the usual supplies that they had at the time. A little bit of bacon, some hardtack, a little bit of water, and grog, that sort of thing.
She put some of the hardtack in her pocket. Maybe a
it's
piece of
actually
bacon
mixed.
too.
It's mixed
Oh,
together.
it's in a soup?
It's in a soup, yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind then, because I was gonna be like, she's gonna put some bacon in her pocket for pocket bacon for later. But never mind. She just scarps it down.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Mix Squiggles disappear to?
Oh yes, must find frog friend, squiggly friend. They ain't no stars yet.
Oh yeah, McSquizzle. I was actually gonna head over to them and apologize for that whole conversation, and give him his food. Yeah.
Yes, we go find them. Out of character. Yeah, where did he go? He was right there.
He's still right here.
I do not see
invisible?
him on my screen.
He's right.
Oh, he's way up there. Okay. He also kind of blends in with the boat.
He does.
He does. He does. Anyway.
Holy shit.
What is happening?
I think you
You
accidentally had both of them selected. Because you
You
control
did.
squiggles.
Yeah, you both did. Just like
How do I unselect?
Tap escape.
mm-hmm.
All right.
I think we're good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good. All right. I think that this is a good song for McSquiggles if we're going to do this now.
Oh, I'm
Or
excited.
do I meet? You know what? I'll hold off on this. We'll go to River. You went looking for the bunnies. Yes?
No, not originally, but yes. If they're down here,
Or
I'll
what were
talk
you
to them.
doing?
I came to a private room. That was my intention. That's
All
why.
right. You would
has
have come to a
plans.
private room. Is there anything that you would be doing there?
I am setting something up that will be explained in the conversation with Ezzy and River. But while I'm down here, if I see the Bunny Brothers, I will talk to them quick.
You would see them. They are sort of still. How do I say? Deeper in the bowels of the ship.
I have a weird question.
Talking with Marco.
I have a weird question. Can I roll a because of his River's outburst earlier? Can I roll like a
Insight?
No. Can I roll like an intimidation just as like an aura that's still giving off? Like because of the outburst, maybe he would still look a little ticked off. Or he's rather trying, so either a deception or a
To like try and convince people to leave?
No, just just a base aura, like he could look still a little annoyed. I guess I don't need to roll anything for it. Never mind. I'm just thinking out loud. Was able to talk to the Bunny Brothers. Scratch that entire rolling thing that I just had the idea of.
You're totally fine.
Evan, Milo. Can we have a quick conversation once you're done talking with Marco?
Marco looks at you. Give me an insight check. And this will be like sort of the vibes you pick up from everyone around you.
Not very good.
Yeah, outside of like, unless they would explicitly tell you anything, it's very hard to get a good read on what it is they're up to, what they were talking about, what they think of you in this current moment. But Marco just,
yeah, sure. I'll get out of your hair. No problem.
we were mostly done anyway, so you're all good.
So, Evan, you're the doctor, right?
I am the ship's doctor, yes.
We might have to have a discussion about, he will say our patron now. So...
Give me one moment. I beg your pardon?
Understandable.
Nothing. I just want to learn as much as I can about Brigid quickly before Izzy makes her way back down here.
I also have an idea I want to run by you, especially with you too, Milo, since you're also here.
All right. No problem. You want to go to our lab and maybe discuss it a little better?
If we can, or we could do it here. It doesn't really matter to me.
All right, then, what do you need from us?
The Astral Sea Brine. Do you think there's any way that we could find a way to dilute it or extract aspects of it instead of the random wild chance?
You know, you're asking for quite a bit, you know.
I know. But with what's left of the brine, could, if we can't use the mask, which still kind of idiotic, but it is what it is. If we could use the brine in a manner to where we could make either a tonic or something of the sorts, we would be able to possibly be able to just concentrate raw magic into Link's master. I would be willing to help as much as I can. I'm not the greatest when it comes to... I'm not the smartest, rather. But I have an act for replicating results.
Well, tempting, as a proposition as it would be, I'm not quite the alchemist. I'm more of a smith, personally. If you need mechanics or engineering, I'd be happy to offer whatever I can. But me and my brother, we're both smiths. We can most certainly try. It's just not our area of expertise.
It is a bit of a stretch, though. Do you think anyone on the crew would know anything about alchemy?
Explicitly? No. No, I can't imagine one.
That's going to be a hill to climb.
Frankly. Ugh. Sorry. Rather tired. Ugh. Was gonna turn in after this, but...
I'm borrowing the first room on the right for a little bit, if that's alright with everyone here.
Oh, no worries.
Do you need to have a full conversation with Izzy? But that'll happen eventually.
Right. Well, honestly, cooking's not all that different from alchemy, from a skill perspective. It's just a matter of knowledge of chemicals and, different reagents. So, what you're describing is like an elixir of power of some kind. And while I do know, like, I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. I can certainly try my hand at it, and I can absolutely make you the tools you might need for it. I'm not a chemist.
It's hard to find those on sea.
Yeah.
Considering, most, well, not anymore, but boats are usually usually made of wood instead of materials that would be resistant to acids. But, thank you. But we will talk a bit about later, Evan. You and I can have a conversation about Brigid. I think I have an idea of something to do aside from the elixir. This is more of a personal thing that I want to do after. Yeah, we could do it tomorrow or whenever you get the chance.
Yeah, we'll try something out.
All right. Thank you for the assistance.
Evan sort of stops you a little bit. Why did you suddenly have an interest in Brigid here? I'm happy to, I suppose, do some evangelizing work, but
Let's just say luck had me knocking at her doorstep.
Alright.
So, I'm just curious. I will take your smithing expertise. I want to do something with my Necklace of the Morrigan and somehow integrate it into something to represent Brigid as well. Because regardless, I can't just abandon what I was taught on my old crew, dependent on circumstances.
Why, fair enough. Shouldn't be that big of an issue. What do you know already?
The bare minimum. I know she's a goddess of smithing and a bunch of other stuff, but I'm not quite privy with her expertise or her domain. After all, I'm more of a fighter, not a intellect.
Alright. Well, I can tell you what I do know so far. But keep in mind, even knowing a lot about the gods doesn't necessarily translate to worship. Study is not belief. If that were the case, then it would be far easier to be a cleric. Man, I've seen some rather impressively stupid people command the power of gods. But
Man's a harsh word for what I'm doing.
he'll say, oh, give me one moment, I have to mute. There are many do you want me to actually give you like a little rundown of what is on, like, what the little that I have so far? Storm, do you want me to like give you a little rundown of what exists about this god in universe, in character, or just like explain it as myself?
That doesn't matter.
All right. All right.
More just for character stuff. So, that's why I asked.
You'll learn a couple of the primary divine domains of the deity. The first one, as is fairly clear right off rip, is they are a is it the Smith domain? Forge
That is
domain.
Forge domain,
Forge domain, life, and light. Those are the three primary ones. You will also find out that they are associated with the birch tree as like a sacred symbol, and they have association in wisdom, poetry, and protection, as well as animal life. Amidst different groups and organizations, the goddess has been given different names, and in some places different sort of priorities, but their core tenets still remain the same, with them basically being a goddess of healers, poets, and smiths. They can be sometimes seen as Brigantia, a Celtic deity, but they are also seen as a twin deity, the healer and the smith. Some would argue that they are one entity, some argue two, some even go as much as to argue three. In total, though, if you want a more in-depth explanation, because you were hearing it straight from the bun's mouth, I will just link to you the Wikipedia page.
Mm-hmm.
Truly the most ideal explanation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But there we have it.
Yeah, I knew this, but River didn't. That's why I wanted to have the conversation.
You probably know everything you know in character, out of character, in character now.
Nice.
And any research that you do independently about this entity, I will just assume was be stuff that the bunny has taught you.
Nice.
Yes. But those core tenets are probably enough for me to run the campaign as needed.
Yeah, that's all I needed to know. That's all River needed to know.
Let's see. We're probably gonna have the conversation with McSquiggles, and then I'll probably call for like a time skip because I don't see too much happening over the ocean unless you guys have things you would like to do.
Yeah, there's one more conversation afterward that's going to be Izzy and River.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Slink,
it's like-
you will come up to McSquiggles.
Sorry, Nian.
What is the plan with the scrolls?
You hit squiggles?
Silence
The
scrolls,
scrolls of
basically.
silence for the,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Alright,
it.
muted again.
You go with McSquiggles, and he's got like a really big, chunky spyglass. Like, again, it is about the size of like his whole arm, like stretched out. That's how long this thing is. And what you, like, a person who probably wouldn't be paying attention would think, oh, that's a club. No, he has an oversized map that, like, his oversized map is wrapped around a very, very large, weirdly intricate telescope. and he's just looking at the star and the McSquiggles theme I mentioned. Is this one?
So it's nighttime right now, and he's looking at the sky.
Yes.
Oh, that's a big shiny.
Huh?
I know.
Hel-
What doing?
Hello. I'm looking at the different stars right now. It's funny, because, in Avalon, there were more stars. But here, those stars are gone. But you can kind of tell where they're supposed to be. Because, in the stars, you have your...
And then he'll start going down a little rabbit hole, and you can feel free to interrupt him wherever you want. Whenever you want.
Stars move, not move, change but not change. How confusing!
Yeah, I guess. Uh, um,
Hey, here's your meal, McSquizzles. Up to your specifications. And
thank you.
I do want to apologize for my outbursts earlier today with the conversation I had with River and whatnot. I'm terribly sorry that I said that. That wasn't okay.
I didn't really follow what happened. I'm sorry, but
No, it's fine.
I hope you are okay.
Thank you, McSquizzles. It's appreciated. Still, I do apologize if I upset you.
Okay.
That conversation.
I am fine.
Okay. I'm gonna head out to get everyone else's meals.
All right.
I pass by Slink. Is like, I put my hand on her shoulder. It's like, you find out what you need to know, and good luck. Now Izzy's heading downstairs now.
So McSquiggles friends, know a lot about stars, yes?
I think I only really know a little bit more than the average person.
Don't you know about star dragons?
Yeah, there are a lot of different kinds of star dragons. Why do you ask?
What about big blue sparkly star dragons? So Slink want more options. Say master, but don't want friends to be in danger. Yes. No make any people mad. Yeah. So Slink, drink the sparkly green blue water thing. Yes, and found big dragon of stars. Say that will help Slink.
Big blue dragon of stars.
Hey, tell Slink, do good.
Okay.
He's going to do a religion check at advantage here. Actually, we'll make it a nature check at advantage, just because give him a little bit of an edge. Because if he did a religion check, it would be +1. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Advantage. Anyways, 17.
Okay. I'm not too familiar with different gods. But I know the stars, and I definitely know people who have studied stars before, and I'm trying to remember of like a blue dragon, and I think there's only one that comes to mind, and that would be
Let's think to draw.
yeah.
You sleight of hand.
Okay, you have paper?
Looks at his giant scroll.
Or
Not really.
or chalk. Chalk I can draw on both.
Oh, I
Or
do have
He'll hand you like a piece of chalk.
yes. So since I'm proficient in sleight of hand, would that be an advantage or just regular? It's because it's stupid high.
It's just regular, roll regular.
Kobold's got that chalk, yeah.
So a little bit like this, and then he pick like that, and then he's got this squiggly
God.
thing for the face. Yeah, and his arms like this, and then the star is kind of like that. Yeah.
Slink is an artist.
What?
Who knew? Maybe that's another one of her callings in the future. Maybe she'll be a bard of some sort. Who knows?
Plus 12.
Hey, to be a bard, you don't have to sing. There are other forms of art.
No, yeah, I know. I have a art bard in another campaign.
Yo, could be like Okami.
How will you do Tamarasarasu in D&D?
Sorry?
I'm just thinking of the main character for Okami. It's like how?
I'm
sorry, side damage. Side damage.
He'll say like,
That's a way of homebrew, I'm sure.
Oh, I know that one. That's
Yeah.
blue sea. No, not sea. Blue dragon. Blue. Azure dragon. Okay. Let me.
he'll pull out his like SAR map and start like looking through. And he will start like opening it and like moving it and opening it more and more and more, and eventually you have like this 15-foot like long scroll that ends up like looking through and saying,
okay.
Oh,
Here. This is the Azure Dragon. It is associated with
Azure?
astrological azure. So like blue, I think. I don't know why they don't just say blue.
Oh.
They like to be fancy, I guess. But it's blue and it's related to the moon. The astrological positions of the moon. Ooh. And they say that this the moon is like bits of the dragon, but that's, I don't know. There are a lot of stories about the moon, so I don't know. But they do say that it is a sort of star too. A star. So the dragon itself was born of a star, which would make you think that, like, what if stars are egg? I don't know. But
stars and eggs?
in this story, apparently. Maybe it's just this one star that was an egg. Or a couple of stars, because there are a couple of other dragons there. Anyway, but,
Is the moon an egg? A big and white like egg?
Looks up at the
That
moon.
is a terrifying thought.
Looks back at you.
That be big dragon.
Looks up at the moon with their telescope.
I don't think that the moon is an egg.
Oh, okay.
Eggs are like soft and squishy. You can sort of see through them and see the little person inside.
But if you put egg in hot water, then it's solid. It's squishy in middle, but solid.
Looks up at the sky. Looks up at you. Genuinely considering some of the things you're saying.
Nah, I don't think so. There is not enough water up there.
Oh,
I mean,
that
look,
makes sense.
look, if you go up, you see. Look, see. Moon.
And he'll just like point up at the
Sleep
his
has telescope
telescope is
too.
up at the moon. Oh, yes. Are you using your telescope?
I'm gonna try using the thing that I was given. Yeah, it's probably not a telescope. It's like the spyglass.
The ethereal spyglass. Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't even think about.
Give me. I don't. Hold up.
What
I need
horrors
a
is she
minute.
gonna see?
Thankfully,
Oh
you're not
God, this
using it to look at the
conversation.
sun. But I need to think about what
God.
the moon would be.
I love how this conversation went to talking about stars, to mythical dragons, to is the moon an egg?
No, it went from stars, dragons, dragons come from stars, are stars eggs.
Egg.
Is the moon an egg? There was a line of reasoning here. Not a good one, but there was one.
True. So random.
And Izzy missed out all of that line of reasoning.
Yep.
He'll look
Probably
at
for
you
the
and say,
best.
Definitely for the best.
See? The moon looks dry. There's no water.
As he looks through the telescope and you look through yours. As you look through the telescope, give me a perception check. Because like looking at the surface of the moon with 1920s telescopes is not very difficult. I'll say a 14 is high enough. You see like little itty bitty like points of movement on the moon. Like
Oh,
clouds and dust being kicked up.
there are things moving on the moon.
What?
Things live on moon. She passes the telescope over. Oh, not telescope, but the
No?
her You look, Dee.
What? Okay. Let me see.
And he'll take a look at the telescope.
What is... Hold up.
And you'll, unless you stop him, he will start disassembling his telescope and adding parts onto yours to make it longer and more magnification. And
No, she just thinks this is fascinating and just lets him do it.
and
my
he's just like,
God.
it becomes like from like, oh, a little handheld spyglass to like, oh, you could beat someone to death with this thing.
Oh my
and-
God.
and he's looking up
God,
and
no.
What is that? It
What is it?
looks like a herd of bunnies. Like a lot of them.
Oh. Confirm that there's a rabbit on the moon making mochi.
a
Inaba.
lot of rabbits on the moon.
Have we discovered that the moon is made out of mochi?
The fact that Izzy missed this.
But it doesn't.
And he'll just like look through with his telescope, again removing your parts. Like it's the magnification's not as good, but then looks through with yours. Looks at,
There are ethereal rabbits on the moon.
Slink has unintentionally blew this poor little froggy's mind.
I love this.
This is amazing.
Oh my heart.
There are rabbits on the moon. That's crazy. I wonder if there are any frogs.
and he'll like hand it over to you, and you'll see like a top-down view because like even in the 1920s, like people were looking at like Venus and other planets and stuff with 1920s technology. Looking at the surface of the moon is not too hard with a powerful telescope. And you see like a herd of small creatures kicking up dust in the moonlight. And oh my god, they are rabbits.
My gosh, are they like little white ones, I wonder, or are they
Yeah.
like people-ish humanoid ones, like from Final Fantasy?
You will see they are I'm not sure if you can get a very, very clear like picture of them. Give me a perception check to like see if you can find one that's like sitting still enough for you to like analyze that.
One that's just casually mooning, like nibbling on moon rock. Let's see. You said perception?
I'm just smiling in this whole conversation.
Nothing specific. They don't look. I can't give you any particular art in character. Now,
This is adorable as hell, yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Now, I can't give you anything in character. However, out of character, they have little red markings on their body and are pure white rabbits.
The white hairs of Inaba. God, I know too much mythology.
Oh, they look cute. Are they like dragon? They live in space like that?
I don't think so. I think this is just something we discovered on our own. That's so weird. Okay, I need to
Yes.
Can I keep this to try and like draw one of the bunnies? If I can get a good look at them?
Oh, Captain, give this, but yes.
I'll give it
snakes
back
don't
by
need look
the
out.
when day.
Yes. I lost my train of thought for a second. I think she was gonna say something on the lines of like dragon, like, oh, what do you know what dragon mean by do good? Like what
As
kind
far as I
dragon
remember, I don't pay too much attention to like the history of that sort of thing. But the dragon said something about, was like, about, follow the rules, do good, be good,
Make
uh,
up,
make
Rector,
sure
please.
no harm, do good, follow rules, and all of
Make
that.
things better?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
She's just kind of like trying to think, and it's like, oh, still not really sure if that helped at all. Okay,
I think they like to keep balance. Like they're one of the dragons associated with different stars and moon positions. And there are other dragons too. So
balance, like weight?
like I think elemental balance, like fire and water and air and earth and that sort of thing. Yeah.
How can a rock be balanced with air? Air don't weigh nothing.
I don't know.
I think this is just making her more confused as she's
I
trying to
think
figure
so,
like what
too.
this balance
This has been the
means. 'Cause
least
I don't think
helpful.
anyone's. I know. I don't think anyone's really explained balance to her, like yin and yang and stuff. So she's
Like,
thinking like one idea of like physical, like literal balance, not
like
philosophical.
I think it's like a very big, difficult idea. Like balance.
She looks down
like,
and she sees
hey,
shadows.
don't like plant a tree, cut down a tree without planting a tree. Making sure things are fair.
Did her master, you think, would probably tell her something like not really balanced, but they're like needs to be one thing with the other.
I'll let you give me a Arcana check here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Your master was studying quite a bit to save themselves. And
You know
you
what?
took their notes. And they went through different ideas of draconic lore. And they some of it was the sort of elemental theory, like the balancing out the amount of magic, how these different dragons each could command different elements in unity and harmony. I don't think they necessarily went into the process of yin and yang, but the idea that like
one can't
it can
exist
be
without
very,
the other.
yeah, it can be very dangerous to have overwhelming heat or overwhelming cold. They need to balance each other out so that everybody lives on. Same with you can't exist in a world without the ground, but if there is no ground and you just get buried alive, that's sort of also a problem. The idea was quickly dismissed as any meaningful amount of power would be too great to drastically affect a person, and one would have to try to take in multiple different major sources of power all at the same time in order to not hurt themselves. And it was deemed that finding the mask, this artifact of the dead, was probably the safest bet. Your master has seemingly known about their illness for a while and was preparing for it. It just suddenly started drastically accelerating. So you're calling from like bits and bobs from like all of the research your master made that you sort of tried to study as best you can. And even though you're not super intelligent, you're no stranger to going out of your comfort zone for the sake of other people.
Gotcha. So Slink is like thinking back and remembering all this, and it's like, Slink think they understand, like light and shadow. Without light, there is no shadow, and there's no shadow without light. And she like points to like, since like I'm assuming that the moon is pretty bright, since we're able to look at it and see the surface of it, and it's probably casting a bit of a shadow on it since we're in the like middle of the ocean, and that's the only sign of light we have. And she kind of like points down into it. Is that balance?
I think. Basically, as I take it, another good way to think of it is, they like it when you follow the rules and keep balance. And I think that just means don't break the rules and do good. Do good without breaking the rules. That can sometimes be very hard.
So hard.
Like the two chaotic gremlins like, wow, that's difficult.
Yeah.
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 Hopefully someone can tell Slink if she do something like, oh no, don't do that bad. Maybe Dragon could talk to Slink. I don't know how, but I mean, Slink, Dragon talk to Slink somehow. So maybe they come back and say, no, don't do that. They seem like they're powerful. Maybe they have special powers, like the spell where someone talked to me. Message, I think. Yeah.
Sending.
She has no idea what that spell is. She doesn't know it.
You were affected by sending famously.
Yup, but she doesn't know the name of the spell. She just knows someone was talking to her head, and it was hoodoo voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Slink has gotten all the information that she could possibly get, and she is, because of the whole like we found rabbits on the moon and everything that McSquiggles is doing. I think she's kind of interested in what McSquiggles is doing, and maybe we'll hang out with him and kind of keep an eye out because it's dark at night, so she can't really see too far. So I mean, maybe after a little bit she'll go up to the crow's nest. But I think that's all she can really think of talking to McSquiggles about, besides random little tiny conversations of like maybe whatever McSquiggles is doing, navigating and whatnot.
All right, we will move over to Ezzy, was it you who wanted to talk? Or?
I wanted to at least apologize to Marco and whatnot, just have a small conversation, but River and Izzy gotta talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Izzy was walking down the stairs, she notices Marco kind of just standing over here. It's like, oh, hey Marco, I got you your dinner. And I want to apologize for how I acted earlier today. That was wrong of me.
He'll look at you. Give me an insight check.
Will do. I'm sorry. I mean, when Izzy knows when she's wrong, she has a wonderful sense of insight.
Nice.
He'll looks at you, takes the food, and does not say anything. You can tell that he's sort of lost a lot of respect for you.
I fucked up, Mako, and I will not deny that. What I said was out of sheer panic, and ultimately was just not the right thing to say. I feel terrible. I genuinely do so, and I'm sorry that I hurt you. I am genuinely sorry that. Well, it's. I understand that I'm not the best with talking and whatnot, and trying to put my words to where I want to say what I want to say. But just know that what I said there was out of genuine fuck up for you. I will not deny that. And I understand I will understand it will take a lot for me to do to earn your respect again, Marco, and I'm sorry. Just know that I am willing to help Atsling's master. Within reasonability, I don't want anyone to get hurt because of my relationship to my boss.
Give me a persuasion check here to get him to even respond to you.
May I use a physical die here?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Let me double check my modifier here. Persuasion is a +3. A dirty 20. I rolled a 17, +3, dirty 20.
They look at you and what you see from them is a look of disdain, mild disgust, and a sense that they don't really care for you. But they've made the decision that it is easier to talk to you than to ignore you. Because you are all stuck on this ship together.
Izzy,
Yes?
so many people have died in my life, okay? Not just the people in the auditorium, not just during the attack on the dragon. The war ended 2 years ago. A lot of people lost a lot of people, myself included.
No history check required. When he says the war ended, they mean
Yeah.
the Great War.
Mm-hmm.
World War One.
Mm-hmm. I get what you
don't-
mean there.
I'm a mouse folk. We live in... I'm not sure if you're familiar with mice, but when you find one mouse, there are likely 20 more you don't see. But I'm all alone. The captain took a chance on me, on all of us. And he'd want to do right by us. And in turn, we do right by as many people we can. At least that's what I want to do. And frankly, it's hard for me to have sympathy for someone in a cushy job who'll be out of here by the time we dock. As I see it. Even though this is Slink's first voyage with us, they're a part of the crew. Now you've proven yourself to be more of an outsider we're putting up with than even River. We don't leave people.
And he'll continue going back to his work.
Yeah.
Izzy just kind of solemnly accepts what Marco says and kind of thinks about that for a little bit as she just walks off to get the next person and the next person to apologize. And just... She ultimately gets it. Genuinely so. It's just...
What is
River
next?
will pipe up. Before you go apologizing to anyone else, Izzy, I need you. Come with me. We have to talk.
Izzy's kind of just a little bit kicked out of her little small days from what she was told by Marco, and just heads over to River. She's like, "Yeah, what you need?"
Follow me.
Okay then.
Okay, this
Oh,
is
hey,
where...
who's that? That's a ghost. Bye. Ghost is gone.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to take the lead. First things first, if you're closely following behind River, you'll notice that his entire body kind of like loses all tension. And if you look around, you'll see a very crude setup for like a tea ceremony. Ugh. And he'll actually be talking in a more, what seems like rehearsed, different voice. Lady
Yeah.
Bunru, Lady Bunru, it is... I apologize for how I acted earlier. Sorry, I'm gonna get a bit closer. I think it's gonna be a bit quieter. I apologize for how I acted earlier. It is not... I went a bit too far. I understand I went too far. I did a bit more than I should have. As well as... next to where, like, the crude setup for the tea ceremony is, you'll put the empty bottle of, that the brine was in. I took advantage of scenario that I should not have. Listen. Lady Tao and Madame Valentine taught me the roughest aspect of manners, because one of Lady Tao's key Sorry, my mother came in. They were told me that though being there with the rest of the crew is a good choice, however, many people fear a wolf in sheep's clothing, but no one really looks out for a sheep in wolf's clothing. As manners can be a blade that, or rather, as the blade can vanquish an army, so can simple words. This is something that was drilled into me by those two. Whenever they had free time and I wasn't helping Captain Garand or the rest of the crew aboard the top of the ship. Do you mind sitting down? He'll gesture to, like, what he set up is, like, probably like some bedding or something. And you'll see behind him, somehow, like, on, like, 2 chairs put together or something, he has a pot on top of his glaive that is active. I don't know how familiar you are with tea. Well, I know how familiar you are with tea, but in Thailand, where Lady Tao is from, one of the most common teas is oolong. You okay with oolong?
I would like to. I'm gonna roll insight on that, on your at the start of your conversation, River.
I will do the same for how you're doing.
Well,
as
seems
we
we
discussed.
keep rolling that 20s.
Fair.
I'm actually kind of amazed.
Fair. So you'll get that, though he's trying to keep an aura of anger, like trying his damnedest to look big and tough, you could tell that he actually is honestly sorry for how he acted, though it's out of character for him. As I said, it's clearly rehearsed.
And for your insight check, to be completely honest, you didn't even need an insight check on Izzy. She's just kind of have it. She's just more or less sorry for what she's done, what she said, and quietly cause a ruckus for the entire crew. Mostly because of the fact that, well, what she said when it's time for people to die was a bit of an odd response for her.
Fair. Do you mind oolong? It's all I have. It's a little late for some Irish breakfast tea, so this is all I had.
Oolong is quite lovely. I shall partake it.
And with the grace of someone who has practiced this, like it's been drilled into him, it almost is like a perfect tea ceremony. Minus some minor slips because he's not used to it.
But I do want to apologize on my own end, River. What I said there was not okay. Honestly, what I said there was just honestly a response out of stress and out of discomfort that whole certain conversation. Hell, the command is to that was counteracted. I was just kind of freaking out at that point.
It's all right.
No, it's not. Anytime I use that freaking spell, it's out of sheer fear and terror for other people's safety. It's just know that anytime I ever do use it, it's not out of malice or anything like it. It's just out of sheer fear for safety of others. And for what I said earlier, I don't fully mean it. It's just kind of a response from past experiences.
I also overreacted a bit. I should also apologize, as I was saying. I should have been more delicate with the scenario than I was.
Ain't that the truth for everything?
But
you know?
My go-to instinct is more aggressive because when you're stealing from people, as I did when I was with Captain Garand, and even beforehand, you don't really have time to think about who or what you may harm by being aggressive.
Very, very true. By the way, to rip the bandage off now, I already knew Slink. I found out from Slink that that at least she drank some.
Well,
mentioned she met a straw dragon.
Yeah,
I hope for the best for her.
I also partook in the brine. I got the same deity as Evan.
Oh. Not gonna lie, that's gonna be very helpful.
I also wanted to keep this a bit of a secret, but he'll take out the smaller portion that he has left of the brine. You made a point that we could possibly use the brine, so I knew using all of it would be a bad idea. And I'm hoping with possibly your help and the Bunny Brothers' help, and my new patron, I guess, that we can somehow make a more concentrated raw magic out of this. And I was gonna talk to Xemnas, but Xemnas is in their own world too. I was thinking that as the mask needed some type of adhesion to make a mortar or some way to adhere the jade together using the brine, so though it would be a knockoff, it would still work along the same premise as the mask already did. But I picked up the jade that Xemnas made. I don't quite think it's enough to make a mask, and I don't think they have any intentions on making more.
Honestly, probably for the best. Honestly, to be frank with you, River, I didn't like our odds with trying to make a copy. Last time someone tried that with the last person I worked with before, Leaf, well, the hands got cut off.
Fair. Hammurabi relative to the code of Hammurabi. This is when you realize that, yes, he's not the most smartest, but he learned a lot from his crew that he just quote-unquote remembers because of his 10 or so years working with Captain Garand and everyone on the crew. That was used way back in ancient times. You steal from someone, I'm not sure if it was a finger or your hand got cut off. Thing is, I think, because of my curse, I have a relative, I don't think disposition is the proper phrase, of copying things. AE gestures to the, even though crude it looks like a rather well put together tea ceremony. Just replicating works as this is not the same, but I have an act for doing so. And you'll be the first to know of the crew. Madame Valentine. Her name was Veronica Valentine. She was the chef of my crew. She was very well put together. She was kind of fired from a high-end position as a chef. Well, she didn't get to that because you know how the world is.
Yeah.
Since she got... Her choice was to run or be punished. So she ran away from France with Captain Garand and the crew. I have a few other members of the crew that I have some knowledge from, but primarily is Captain Garand, Lady Tao, Madame Valentine, and Father Giles. I do so apologize, though, honestly, Lady Bunro. I do feel as I took it way too far. It was beyond an overreaction, and I should have approached it with a more calm head.
Honestly, ditto. I should have treated the situation a little bit more better, but, well, whenever a dangerous weapon is quite literally in the hands of an idiot, or at least person I feel like could hurt themselves very easily, I tend to act a bit.
I can't tell if that's a hit towards me or a hit towards Xemnas, or both.
Depends on the perspective, really. But ultimately, for that damn mask, that thing was attached to a noose. By God, first time I looked at it, it's like I kind of feared it was a dangerous weapon.
I am worried about giving such powerful artifacts to someone. I get it that they are just merchants that have developed whatever, but I don't trust a lot of rich people because a lot of richer people are out for their own gain. That's what I learned from Captain Garand, and that's why we stole from the rich, is because the stuff that they had could be used
overall to benefit multiple more people. However, they tend to keep it for themselves, and I'm worried about all the powerful artifacts that we have, giving it to someone of a like mind.
Well, that's kind of the funny thing, River. Madame Leaf's not gonna use them. Honestly, any powerful object that she tends to collect, she tends to store away to make sure it never gets used again. She's been too much of a victim to let it hurt the world again. Especially during the war. Lost a lot of her family. I met one of her family members, actually. They weren't looking so good. It was hard to look at them. But
Luckily, because of
it's kind of funny, you know. She technically wasn't born a noble. She earned the title, really. Honestly, she became a noble like at the beginning of this year, really.
That's recent, but I just worry that people... I don't trust people, to be quite frank. People will manipulate and change based off from what you do. As I was saying, luckily I wasn't affected by the war as much as a lot of other people, because though my birth is from a hidden, like, village, I guess, in the forests of Ireland. It's been so long I forgot where. And then from there, I was just on board with Captain Garand. Yeah, we traveled routes dealing with the war, but because we were such a small ship, we were able to mostly avoid any conflict and just deal with passing merchant ships. But all our stuff that we took was given to lower end communities because we could always get more, and some communities don't have the luxury of strong people backing them up.
Understandable, River. Still, I can't help but laugh a little bit at this entire situation with me and my boss and the mask. It ultimately is like it's like I do worry that whatever happens is something's gonna bad's gonna happen, and well, I'd rather not be hunted down for the rest of my life.
That's fair. I'm used to it though, so it's not much of a problem to me. It didn't cross my mind that other members of this crew are not as privy to my common of what I used to do. 10 years on the run. Before that, who knows how many years highway robbery. I'm used to being a criminal, so that's why I was willing to take it instead of having anyone else on the ship deal with it. I'm already a criminal to the eyes of many, so what's one more on the list? I had the same sort of conversation with Link before we drank the brine.
Yeah, and it's like, at some point, you gotta have to stop and just think to yourself, like, what got me here in the first place?
That's fair.
Honestly, I'm having that kind of the same thought right now.
I guess mine all started once my feathers started turning black.
Izzy sits down on the other side of the tea ceremony and is just like,
Uh,
go on.
Will pour you some tea. It's oolong with a little bit of pea flour, so it should be a bit more floral than regular oolong.
Ooh. That seems like a nobleman, eh?
Lady Tao, she was a noble before her family lost it all. After that, Captain Garen found her on the streets and was able to bring her back up to, well, not nobility, but in a better position. So, I guess I'm partially noble, I guess, as well. But it's not really that prevalent in my life.
Funny enough, same, but a bit of a long story for my whole for my family shenanigans with royalty.
I got time. I believe we have a bit of time.
Okay, but to make a long story short, my ancestor was somehow an adopted noble of a princess. Just kind of went on a bit of a venture, earned a name in the mid Central Americans, like Mexico and whatnot. It just kind of became well known as an entity known as the Night Terror or whatever after his little adventures, scaring folks, whatnot.
Sounds fair. It sounds, well, not fair, but sounds interesting.
It was interesting. Some say he's still kicking around. I don't know, though.
Who knows? Yeah, so he'll pour himself some tea. Yeah, it's weird in my position. Everything was fine until one day when my feathers started darkening. Weird how some small thing like that could ostracize you from your entire community. My biological parents, I don't quite remember the names. Again, that was several years ago. But, they tried their best to keep it under checks, but soon, once everyone knew, it became a witch hunt for me. That's one part of why the whole family thing hits me quite hard, is due to what was happening. I lost any semblance of a biological family just because of a rare curse, mutation. Who knows what it is? Funny that I got more power from it and from the Fae afterwards. Don't know if I still have that power, but I hope I don't. It's fun having it, but I'd rather not have any traces of the Fae magic in me.
Understandable. The Fae are mysterious, hard to work with, and mostly a pain in the butt.
I've heard stories.
I've had nightmares. It's not pleasant.
So, may I ask?
Yes?
Why do you work for Madame Leaf? You seem to be a lot more put together than just a common lackey.
Well, it's... Honestly, I've always kind of put myself in the services of others. And when I heard that a merchant who was in the mood that I've heard rumors who was collecting a vault of the most dangerous weapons to never be seen again, piqued my interest a little bit. So I asked my grandpa to try to put a good word for me, and well, he was able to get me at least an interview. And I met her. Then, well, we just kind of hit it off from there. I do genuinely enjoy working with her. She honestly treats me pretty freaking well, along with her other maids and butlers alike. It's actually genuinely a nice perk of the job that you don't get treated like shit.
Have you ever thought of fighting for yourself? Or doing stuff for yourself instead of others?
Well, I do have a fiance, so I'm planning on fighting for that. I'm planning to fight for keeping my freaking engagement ring for myself. Because I'm not gonna let this go. I will never let this go. This is mine.
I say the same for my glaive, which is still like just kind of like set up between chairs, like still on fire.
Although technically, since it's not on the manifest, you can get away with it.
I know, but you could say the same for your ring.
That actually is quite true.
As you're saying, she collects weapons of mass power. You saw what it could do to a ship. Imagine what it can do to just a person. I haven't had the chance to use it on a person since Captain Garen got it for me. I usually stuck to basic scimitars and cutlasses that were on board in plenty.
I see.
I'm well versed with martial weapons. However, this was a gift. I don't know how long Lady Tao or Captain Garen or whoever's idea it was to get this for me. I don't know how long it took them to save up and get it, or to find it, or to any of that.
Hey, Boop.
Yes.
May I roll a history check on River's Glaive? See if I know anything about it.
Yes, you may. I will say, you will do so at disadvantage because if River doesn't know much about it, other than they were gifted it, then you definitely wouldn't. That's a natural zero.
Oh, look at that! Oh, finally!
That's a zero.
That finally balances out. It's like, honestly, probably for the best that I rolled that one for that. It's like, huh. Never seen a glaive that color.
Yeah, that's a neat stick.
Yeah,
There's
that's a neat that's a neat colored glaive right there.
One of the things that one of the stories that Lady Tao told was when I was younger was the Tale of Three Kingdoms. Is that what it's called?
Oh,
I'm not familiar.
I actually. Are you talking about that Chinese story of the three kingdoms at war with each other? Yeah.
Yes, with like Lu Bu and all them.
Yep.
The war. She told me a story about three kingdoms, and one of them I believe his name was Guan Yu. He was a general, and his glaive was said to
Not here
be
long.
made of jade,
Just
and
dropping in 07.
no matter, and whenever he would fight with it, there would always, the blood would always freeze immediately on the blade. Maybe that's why they got me something associated with it, because I used to love that story.
That's quite nice. I'm glad they were able to get that for you.
I believe the proper name for the weapon that this is, the usual name is a glaive, but I'm pretty sure that its design is actually what Guan Yu had, which is they used to call it a Guan Dao. But that's neither here nor there. More tea?
I would love some more tea. Thank you, River.
Where's more tea?
Mhm.
I'm glad we
Or-
can talk this over. Yes?
For the sake of moving things forward and having
Yeah,
this not
I'm
turn
trying to cut it.
into...
I was literally trying to cut it.
You're good, you're good.
Before
you're good.
11, so we had at least an hour.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
We were wrapping up.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like
Thank you for
ultimately-
taking time.
of course.
But please don't let this points to the whole thing. If you can, don't let everyone else know. I like to keep an air of that I normally have.
I mean, if anyone pays attention to the way you eat, they kind of know something's up already.
Fair. Food is a ceremony that should be enjoyed with grace.
Mhm.
And that's where we just do small talk now for
Yeah.
however long.
Yes. Oh, before I forget, your food, River.
Thank you, Lady Banru. I appreciate it.
Mhm. It's a bit of a basic, but it's kind of a standard meal on the boat that I tend to make.
Well, it's how it is. It's not the luxury that I was able to get from Madame Valentine, but that's plenty. Thank you.
Mhm.
And River will also kind of bow, accepting it.
All right. Moving along, you have about a week of downtime. So is there any sort of projects that you guys would like to do during this time? We can roll like the Arcana check or sleight of hand if you're crafting or what have you. But I just want to move things along a little bit more.
I have two things.
Sure.
I want to somehow integrate the necklace of the crow necklace into a Brigad's cross, which I can send
Okay.
that in chat what that is.
I'm aware. I've looked at. I did rudimentary research, but for chat.
Yeah, for chat.
I'll post an image here. Brigid's cross. It's like a little
Already in chat.
square with. Oh, I was gonna show it to chat on stream.
Oh, stream, not our group chat. Never mind. I'm dumb.
Here. We're running a show here too.
I completely lost track of that. I was just enjoying
You're
D&D.
fine. You're fine. The point of this is for everyone to have fun.
Yes.
But let me just post this so I can open the link a little easier because of the way I run things. This is a Brigad's Cross. Give me. This will be a fantastic first project for you to make. Give me you will have a couple of different options with it. Are you, because of the nature of this and the fact that you do have a smith that could help you design like what is essentially a reliquary, an amulet, an artifact, are you seeking help in making this?
I don't think I need to. Does Evan have one of these?
Evan would have one as an amulet on his neck.
I'm going to use my Kenko ability. Expert duplication. Let me click
Put it in chat.
How do I show this?
It's shown. Holy
it is?
fuck. When you try to copyright afterward. That's crazy.
That's why I said I could possibly rebuild the mask.
Yeah.
So I assume sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me sleight of hand at advantage, I guess.
That was a terrible roll.
You don't have navigator's tools proficiency.
I don't have any tool proficiencies like that. But those dice did not roll. They just dropped.
Yeah.
They just said, fuck you. You end up trying to look at this like... It's very odd because this Brigand's Cross, the one that Evan has as the group cleric, as the ship's doctor, is made out of a more worked piece of bronze here, as opposed to like a lot of traditional versions which are designed to be very simple and easily craftable. This one is made out of bronze. It's very beautiful and intricate, these thick wires folded and bent in the right way. And it's... You're realizing that part of why... the one thing, you might be able to mimic his skills, but you've never actually seen them make it. In addition to that, the ship doesn't have too much bronze to work with. And you end up having to spend a lot of time making and remaking this thing again and again. Because what the ship has in spades, and there's like a small like crucible that the Bunny Brothers have to melt down metals and stuff, but we have silver, we have copper, we have gold, iron. Like it's a matter of raw material and the fact that even though you're mimicking like to your best knowledge, you've never sat there and like actually watched them do it.
Blasted. A bit harder than I was expecting.
Best things in life are. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you would be trying? I know you mentioned two things.
The thing
I will say that you'll be able to make a functional sort of Brigand Cross out of like different things you have. Like it looks aesthetically the same, but it's nowhere near the same craft work. So you do have that like symbol, but it's not like bunny quality.
Bunny brother good. And it's probably not going to work, but I want to at least try to do something with the brine to make it more like just something to do where it could possibly extract aspects of just raw magic in general. With the help of, if I could, Izzy, since the Bunny Brothers made the comparison of food comparative to alchemy. I understand it's probably going to be like a near impossible DC. But I want to at least try.
I mean, I am absolutely
For
willing to-
you to do this without hitting a nat 20, for you to do this without sheer dumb luck, because that's what you're working with right now, dumb luck. You are working with the alchemist tools that Milo will provide you. So because of that, I'm going to give you advantage. But you're going to need multiple successes right now. If you roll a natural 20, I will let you keep going. We're going to do this a couple of different ways. Now, in order to do this, you are working with you would need an Arcana check. If you roll a dirty 20, I will grant you proficiency, a half proficiency in alchemical checks. And we will have to keep building that up until you make your way to expertise, and then you would need to reach a DC. I'm going to say something stupid, but it's the only way that it makes sense. You would need to somehow get to a DC 35.
I don't think it's even possible.
You would have to build up your Arcana skill from baseline to get to expertise. Right now, in order to get that half proficiency, you would need a DC 20, and then the DC gets higher and higher. If you roll a natural 20, I will give you full proficiency right now. But this is you starting from nothing to make an elixir of power, effectively, is what you are trying to do.
Please, dice, don't screw me over this time.
And this is like a week of work.
I tried.
Nothing here. You would need, it's at 10% odds.
Yeah.
So the odds were not in your favor here, and you are working with limited materials right now. Even compared to the mainland, the materials you're working with here are very limited. So, how this is going to work? You will need to, in the mainland, you will need to, if this is the way you wish to do this, with the help of Brigid and everything else here, once you will need to try and buff your stats as much as possible. I'm talking guidance, I'm talking blessings, I'm talking a bunch of other stuff here in order to slowly get to the point where you can. Once you do land and make it to sea, every single day, you will have time and the ability to retry the potion in order to make this ability. So that's every in-game day.
I do intend to do this because, I mean, I have a goddess of the forge on my side, so maybe she can help, maybe. Because I don't want to trust the luck of the actual astral sea brine.
Yes.
So I'm trying to isolate something
to where I could just insert raw magic just to give him a briefest amount of respite. The ultimate goal is to possibly be able to cure it with the potion, but chances are that won't happen.
Yeah. So in order to succeed, you would need to... How this is going to work is the DC is going to increase your level of proficiency, will raise every single time you do it. And you do have people on the ship who can assist in different ways. And I would encourage you to work with other people, because there are ways to buff yourself beyond simple advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Izzy will absolutely give you bless. I don't think she has guidance. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have guidance.
Anyways, any other projects anyone would like to do before mainland?
Well, it just dawned on me that Zim only briefly brought up the scrolls. He didn't speak on, utilizing them, how to, proper placement, if you would, and along with some other things. So, I think if it's all right, I would see if either the captain or Triana would want to at least listen to his ideas on that.
Yeah, you would be able to at a later point in the day, at a later point in the week that it takes you guys to get to the to the mainland here. You will end up you'll end up stopping by, reaching the captain after a lot of the pressure has boiled away, after tensions have died down.
Yeah.
You'll head up to him at a point where they are in their captain quarters, and you'll knock, and you'll just hear a familiar gravelly voice just, "Come in."
And he's in the quarters with?
Yeah, he's currently looking at a small map that McSquiggles had drawn up for him. You'll see that McSquiggles has started drawing little bunnies in the corner, just of the map, but you're not sure what that's about yet.
Yeah, Zim's like, what in the world?
Squiggles is... Ever since Avalon, he's been very excitable. Also seems to like rabbits now. I don't know. What did you need?
He kind of shakes his head, goes, couple of things. One, I should have informed you of this prior. So it's later in the week, you said, or later in this the travel?
Yeah, 2 days out from the shore.
Okay. He goes, something I failed to mention, I apologize. This book, I have it checked out for only 5 days. After that, it's going to teleport itself back to Avalon. That's the first thing. Second, if you haven't noticed, there's so much that is blacked out because this book runs on things that have yet to come. A very powerful chronomancy, if you would, which is why it's so limited, sadly.
You'll think on it and say, chronomancy, like time magic?
Yes. Actually, I've sort of dabbled in it myself while I was looking into all of this. Yes, time is a very fickle thing and very complicated. But yes, as soon as something is discovered, as far as I'm concerned, it's going to appear in the book here. But until then, we are very limited to work with. Second, I wanted to run by you utilizing the spell scrolls. See, I may not, as I previously stated, I'm no killer, but I am a decent tactician if you're willing to lend an ear.
Okay. Where's this going?
Essentially, the scrolls, and one more thing I'll mention in a moment. There are scrolls of silence meant to deafen whatever area within a 20-foot radius, very, very big. It's made to mute the music, sir. Well,
His eyes go a little bit wide as he says this.
If we're going off of harpy or siren logic, it would work.
I understand.
But, essentially, we would be deafening ourselves. There'd be no chance in hell that we'd be able to deafen the entire orchestra. Not with what little we have, but if we do this right. He asks, do you have a blueprint of the ship, sir? Just something to point out areas here and there?
Of the Flying Dutchman?
No, of the Remembrance.
Yeah. He'll pull out, like, go into one of his desks and pull out, like, some ship schematics here. And you will see a zoomed out version of what our own map here.
Yeah. And essentially, it'll show like the masts and the crow's nest and everything. Like it'll show it in like several different angles. Okay, so he goes, all right, fantastic. So, sadly, we're limited on the scrolls of silence here, but if we utilize them correctly, we can place one here, between the cannons, that way they can be utilized. Then one more in the crow's nest for Miss Triana and Miss Slink to use. Let's see. At which point you would have your offenses covered for when you get close enough. Sadly, with everybody deafened, they'll be heavily reliant on sight and feeling, which means the group would have to come up with some sort of signals to show, to drop the silence, to go above deck when it's safe, etc., etc. Now that does obviously leave the question. There's one point of vulnerability pointing at the wheel of the ship. And I have that part figured out. You would need the assistance of both Master McSquiggles and Master Ali. Warding Wind, excuse me. It has the same specific effect where it will deafen everybody, but difference being, silence mutes you as well, meaning that any mage in there can't cast spells to save their life. With Warding Wind, they're deafened, but they can still speak, cast spells, etc., meaning you can have somebody up top keeping everybody safe from the music and still able to shoot off spells here and there.
That's good. All right. This could work.
I hope so. I'm sorry if this is very awkward coming from, if all of this is coming from me of all people.
It's fine. At this point, I'm willing to take any advice, any help I can get.
Well, sadly, with everything that I'm trying to do is leading more towards, well, long story short, I have decent knowledge with guerrilla warfare, sir. This is right up my alley.
Look at you. And narrow his eyes. I don't think I can imagine you in a war zone. I can't imagine you in a war zone.
Would you be less surprised if I told you that I was a conscientious objector?
That would be less surprising, yes.
Good. No, my role was sabotage, in some cases evasion, causing smoke screens, making sure that everybody can get out. I even had part of my experience with dealing with spirits, which is why you see me very unfazed. If I had time, would be collecting whoever sank, if we could. If it wasn't too dangerous of depths.
I'm sorry, I completely zoned out. I'm like tired.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good. What did he say?
Oh, essentially, Zim said that pretty much his role was that, it was sabotage. His goal was like pretty much sabotage, evasion, like making sure everybody gets out of there without getting shot at, and if it was safe enough to retrieve anybody who sank, essentially. Which explains why he has such experience handling dead.
I'll nod. Well, I'm glad you can put your unfortunate expertise to good use here.
He goes, again, sorry I couldn't get more information, but it seems that even with all the magic at your disposal, there's only so little information I can provide.
Yes. Never mind. Thank you for this. Is there anything else?
Other than just, if you feel like you need to tweak that tactic at all, feel free. It's your call. You're the captain, of course. Let me think. He goes, he's gonna stop and look at a moment at the pictures that McSquiggles drew. What kind of check would that be to figure out what the hell's going on there?
Would that be Arcana? Perception.
Well, it's rabbits. He's clearly sees the rabbits.
Insight?
I wanna argue Arcana because it's already there and it has these weird ass designs.
You can just ask him.
That's what I'm asking.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, Zim, Zim's looking at like the bunny pictures real quick. Would he be able to figure out what's going on with like an Arcana check or something? With the rabbit pics? Rabbit drawings?
It would need to be a religion check at disadvantage.
Religion at disadvantage. Okay. Alright.
Because you are
What?
working with Bni.
Vanilla.
With an 11,
Yes.
McSquiggle's just into rabbits for some reason now.
All right. Other than that, he goes. Oh. He kind of places the mask on the table, since he was holding on to it this whole time and wasn't even thinking about it. He goes, honestly, sir, if it was just my neck, I would have persisted with that duplicate, but since it's not, I won't, and you have my word on that.
The captain looks at you. Puts a hand up to his face and shakes his head. You're a grown man, and so are we. You're young, but you're capable of your own decisions. You are free to do whatever you want. And if you're I can't speak for the others, but if you're worried about me, do whatever is best.
He kind of looks down, nods. All right. Only other thing that I'm going to probably inform you of, with your explicit permission, obviously something dawned on me that we got very lucky with at Avalon. We have all these chests, unlocked, unguarded. I might be able to fix that.
How so?
There's a spell. I don't have it right off the bat. I'm going to have to practice with it, showing a sigil, called Arcane Lock. Essentially, unless you have a password, you're going to have a very, very hard time opening it.
Interesting. I will. If you are willing to put in that work, I would greatly appreciate it.
Of course, consider it my personal parting gift.
I'll nod.
Right.
Will
All right,
that be
I'll
all
be back
then?
with you, Hester. Yes, thank you very much, sir.
Of course. And Zim. But it was worth.
Yes, sir.
It was lovely sailing with you.
Likewise, sir. He has a bit of a bigger smile on his face.
Anything anyone else would like to do? Green, Jess?
For one, anytime that River is gonna try doing the synthesize thing with the Astral Sea, she's gonna help with that.
Alright.
But the main thing she's gonna be doing is more or less making up to the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly apologizing, trying her best to help out as much as she can, and ultimately just make up for what she did.
Mm-hmm. The Arcana check River does is at advantage assumed due to the assistance that they will receive from you and Milo.
I was muted. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
River would also try and help you with, in return, try to help you make headway with the rest of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, Milo, guidance wouldn't have helped you out here, but it is assumed that uh, if you wish to cast guidance or whatever, or bless or something to add bonuses to it, bardic inspiration, that sort of thing, absolutely would be a thing that could help push them over the edge. Because when you add in all the other buffs, like if
Doesn't
somehow
Alan still have the mask that gives
Sorry?
him. Does Alan still have the mask?
Yeah, Alan still has the mask
Yes.
stats.
Alan still has the mask, they can provide a bardic inspiration. But they'll only have the mask for maybe one more day after this.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I almost forgot. I would like to do one final scene, but I can
would
do
that
that next day.
Okay.
But ultimately, the idea of the scene is basically check up on Izzy's fiance.
Got it.
Yeah, but
Jess, anything from you?
Yes.
So I think it's really hard to say what she would probably do. Maybe like probably try and obviously do the food thing. Maybe she's drying some foods and like meat so she can stock up. I would say maybe she's like hanging out with Miss McSquiggles, maybe trying to get more information about like the star dragon and just stars in general, since maybe she thinks they might be connected some way. Probably trying to practice her magic. Like she can do like the fog thing, so maybe every now and then she'd like, I don't know, use that spell and kind of scurry around and get used to it, just kind of practicing with her newfound powers, trying to get a better hold of it so when she needs to use it, it hopefully won't be as difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else she would do. I don't think there's really any like quote preparations she could do as a rogue. Maybe like make arrows? I don't know.
I don't think there's any way to make like anything poisoned or strong enough to have any real effect at the moment. But you are all set, and as the week comes to a close, we will end up arriving at dawn. And as the sun rises, you will see the mainland city. And we will explore this next session, because I don't think 30 minutes is enough time for us to introduce a new character, establish so much stuff, a new setting, and everything
I have a
else.
question. I
Yes.
do reiterate the question, how's the 15 for Arcane Lock trying to get these chests more secure?
That'll do it. Yeah. Arcane Lock isn't.
Great.
Abjurative Magic isn't.
It's Conjuration, I believe.
Is it Conjuration? Is Arcane Lock physically an Arcane Lock? Hold up. I thought it was Abjuration.
Arcane Lock. Oh, no, I take that back. It's why did I think it was Conjuration?
Yeah. Abjuration.
Jesus, my
It's a
bad.
protection spell.
Yeah. All right.
Gold dust worth at least 25 gold pieces. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy.
Easy. Easy peasy.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, we will start the introduction to this town next week. Also, quick update from everyone here. To chat to you guys. I believe I might have found a new player who would be interested in joining. I still have to run a couple things by them, but I have run for them in the past. So it shouldn't be that scuffed, because I can kind of vouch for them in that regard. But if things change, I will be sure to let you know.
to my knowledge of the small interaction I had with them, they passed my vibe check, so.
Yes.
Honestly, same. I do very much enjoy the character concept they're gonna have.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anyways, there is still a chance that it might not go well. I'll have to check a couple things, but I'm going to just call the stream and lie down, eat food, probably cry in bed as one normally does.
No.
No, please don't cry. Please don't cry.
But you
Boo.
should get some sleep. You have been very busy.
Yes.
No, the
Yes,
fuck
you
I have not. Anyways, do I read out how many people do I've got here?
Literally, like 2 days ago, you were working with
No, the
Makari.
fuck I have not. That's not work.
I mean, Makari kind of feels like it.
I was able to leave whenever I wanted. It was not work. It was a favor and it was fun.
Okay.
It was pleasure, not business.
We will raid a friendly goober. This friendly goober appears to be playing Civilization 6. I might also stream later in the evening. I might not. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. I do want to lie down and eat something though, so that'll have to happen first. Give them love. Give them appreciation. Tell emphasis on them. They them pronouns. Be nice. Be respectful. Okay. Bye. Boop.
Bye.